Yo, what is up guys? My name is Mint and welcome back to another video. In today's video, I'm going to be showing you guys 3 things you can do to see enemies better in Warzone. So make sure you stay tuned for that. But before I show you these tips, make sure you hit that sub button so you don't miss out on videos that I have planned coming up. Videos like best settings for Warzone. So make sure you hit that sub button so you don't miss out on those videos. So one of the first tips I have for you guys is to change your FOV. Now let's say that there's an enemy coming up from that hill and you're looking down here, right? So you can't see the enemy from the side of the screen. But if you turn up your FOV, you're more likely to see the enemy coming up that hill and you can react to it. So let me show you what it looks like when you turn up your FOV. So most of you are probably playing on 100, if not 80, but turning that up all the way to 120 makes your field of view bigger so you can actually see that enemy coming from the left side of the screen, and then you have a better chance of reacting to them. But if you don't feel comfortable with using 120 FOV, you can always slightly increase it until you get used to it, and this will save you from getting shot from the side a lot of times since you have a wider field of view. So now that your FOV is all the way up, you have more of a chance of seeing enemies from the side of your screen. Now the second tip I have for you guys is, let's say you're trying to get to that bunker over there. Most people will just run straight towards the bunker and they're probably always looking at the bunker. Maybe you look to the side once in a while to see enemies, but what I would suggest you do is when you're heading towards a destination, maybe sprint and then jump and look behind you to see if there's anybody there. Look to the side. Just constantly keep jumping to see if there's enemies behind you instead of just running straight into your destination. This can save you from getting shot in the back a lot of times, since you might spot a guy in the back and then you can get into cover instead of just you running in the open and right towards your destination. So make sure you always look around to see if there's enemies around you, not just once in a while. You always need to be constantly checking because they can come out of nowhere. Now the third tip I have for you guys, make sure the game look a lot better, especially in those darker areas of the map, like inside of buildings in the corners. You sometimes can't see players because it's so dark. So what you're gonna do is, if you have an NVIDIA graphics card, you can put on game filters. Now if you have an AMD graphics card, you can also do this, but it's just a different way of doing it because of the software. It's just different settings. You're just gonna have to find that yourself. But since I have a NVIDIA graphics card, I can show you how you can do it on an NVIDIA graphics card. So the first thing you're gonna do is launch the game, and once you're in game, you're gonna press Alt Z, which is the default key binding, and it's gonna bring up the this menu over here. And you're gonna go on the left over here and press game filters. And once you press game filters, this window is gonna pop up, and you're probably gonna have it off, but you're gonna turn it on by selecting one of these. Now I already have these filters set up, and I'm gonna show you how the game looks once I put on the filters. So as you can see, there's a huge difference in the way this game looks. It looks more bright and it looks more rich, so it's better on your eyes, and you can see better in the dark as well. So I'm going to show you how you can do this. So as you can see, this is without the filters, and look how dark that bunker looks. Let's say you're just running in there to loot. You might not even see a guy hiding in there. There could be a guy hiding in there and you probably won't see him. But now let me turn on the filters and see how different it looks. And here's it with the filters on. Now you can see that there's a little bit of a difference. Now you might be able to spot the enemy easier. So here's how you can put these filters on. You press Alt Z and then you go back to game filters, and then I'm gonna do a new one for you guys. So the first filter you're gonna add is sharpness down here, and you're gonna turn this all the way up to 70, 74. You can play around with this whatever you like, by the way, but this is my settings. So I'm going to turn it up to 75, and then the ignore film grain, you're going to turn it all the way up to 100%. So the second filter you're going to add is going to be the brightness and contrast filter. And in this filter, you're going to leave the exposure to 0. Contrast, you're going to turn it up to 30%. The highlights to -50, 55, and the shadows to -30. And then you're going to leave the gamma as 0. And then the third filter you're gonna add is gonna be the color filter. So for the color filter, you're gonna put the tint color to 20%, and then the tint intensity to 18%, and the temperature to 0, and the vibrance to 48. And then once you have all these filters, it's gonna make your game look all bright and colorful, so you can actually have a better chance of spotting enemies better, especially in those dark corners. So I'm gonna put up the filters on the screen right now, all of them, and you can screenshot them and use them in your game. That's all the 3 tips I have for you guys. Let me know if this helped you, and let me know if you learned anything new today. So those are the 3 tips I have for you guys. If you enjoyed the video and if you learned something new, make sure to hit that like button as it helps me out a lot. And if you don't want to miss out on more content like this, make sure to hit that sub button.